What's up, guys? So today is Dyno Day. Woo! This sounds ridiculous! Quick little update now on the Turbo ZX-14r. So we are doing the weight reduction, and so we've pulled off a bunch of like random stuff at this point. We're going in phases with this bike because there is an event coming up very soon that the owner is going to go to. So basically at this point we're grasping at little things. We're trying to delete all these little things as we're seeing, and we're going through it. We're like, oh, we could do this real quick. We're basically just trying to cram in a bunch of little things right now. So with that being said, here's some of the random objects that we have right now. It is getting later in the day, so we have the rear brake reservoir with the line. We're gonna go ahead and delete that out. Now, we did tar this. Was it tear, whatever. So we did tear it on the scale. So now you can see, look, we have a 0 weight with the box. So we have negative 0.8, and here it is zeroed out. Okay, just so anybody's like, oh, you cheated. So here we go. Let's throw that random stuff. We have a bunch of foam padding. Here's the stator. So we're gonna throw the stator inside of there. We're at 3 pounds just from the stator. We have the hose for the evap canister. That's been deleted already. Here goes more vacuum line with fittings. We have random tape. We got the rubber seal, more foam, the heat shield. This actually came off the fuel pump. This was the plate that it was sitting on. He has a Walbro 255 pump. Oh, you know what? We might actually need to put that back on because this screw right here is for that fairing piece. Don't throw that one in yet.
This is heavy.
I know, we're not gonna throw it in yet. Just don't wanna be fair.
You're not finalized.
You're not finalized. Okay, here is the plug for the stator. That actually has some weight to it also.
Yeah, that's the reason why I took the one off the other side.
We have fan, and then we have another fan.
Final piece.
We have more rubber, and again, we're not going to include that right now because we'll need to cut this. All right, just from all the miscellaneous stuff, including the fans, we're at almost 7.5, or well, 7.4. Wait, is that the, okay, in ounces, here we go. Yeah, so roughly 7.5 pounds, a little under 7.5, which is pretty incredible. At this point, we're basically at, I was at 18 pounds. If that's true, then we're at 20, what, 26? 25, yeah, 25 pounds, something like that. So not too bad, 25 pounds. Like I said, the original goal was anywhere from, he wanted anything from 10 to 20. He was like 10 pounds, I'll be happy. If you can hit 20, ecstatic. So we're over the 20 pound mark now. Now again, at the end of this phase 1 series, if you will, we're gonna reweigh the bike and confirm our numbers and see if all the math and everything, if it adds up. Now there are some little things that we have added to the bike. For instance, like we swapped the battery. We're on a 16-volt battery system now, so that actually is gonna add a little bit of weight because there's more cells in the battery versus the 12-volt battery. He was running the air pump, the MPS air pump, and yeah, so this was all the excess lines. And there were actually, I have the fittings too. So boom, boom. Yeah, we're still at 7.6. And that bracket, so just to show you guys, now again, we're gonna modify the bracket, so bear with us. We'll probably end up reweighing this once we modify it, but just to give you an idea, 7 pounds, 11 ounces, so it's about 5 ounces. So we just wanted to show you where we were at currently with the bike. Now again, he was hoping for 10 to 20 pounds as far as weight savings goes. Again, if our math is correct, we're a little over 20 pounds. We should be around the 22 pound mark right now, something like that. I'll confirm it. I'll make sure. We'll go through the sheet again. There's quite a bit of things that we have removed and quite a bit of things that we've replaced, I should say, with different lighter components. Another thing that we do plan on doing, we do have a new rear rotor coming in. It's going to be the Galfer Wave rotor. Now, I know some people take these OEM rotors and they cut them down, but right now with our time constraint, we are kind of limited on that. I didn't want to put this guy over his time. I didn't want to do that to him. I didn't want to get him in a pickle where, you know, put him in a bind where basically it's like, oh, hey, you're not going to make the event. Sorry, you know, all because of something stupid. So we tried to minimize a lot of that risk on this one. There are gonna be some things in the next phase when he brings the bike back to us. There are gonna be some things on this next phase that we're gonna delete out and change. The next time he comes out, we're gonna do a delete on the ABS. We're getting it all back together. It looks fantastic. What I wanted to show you, we fixed a bunch of the boost leaks. Now I had to run out real quickly, so I wasn't able to film this. However, you notice here, there's a bolt here now. That frame, the frame rather, this is the airbox. So this incorporates a lot of the, we don't want any boost leaks. So basically this was an open hole when we checked it over. When we pulled the radiator, we noticed that this was an open hole here, and that creates a boost leak. So that's something that you need to seal up whenever you go turbo on a ZX-14R, because believe it or not, this is your airbox. The frame is actually your airbox, so we need to enclose that. Another thing that we noticed is he didn't have these billet plates and the IAT, so it was leaking oil, not even just air, but we had oil leaking out of where the IAT location was, along with the plates themselves, because they flex under pressure. So the IAT is the intake air temp sensor, and that is pretty detrimental, but we relocated it. We kind of basically tuck it up into here. The other part is these 4 holes here on the frame. Again, this is the airbox. This is where the airbox is enclosed right here. So these 2 were just rubber little pins basically that were just sitting in there. So we actually drilled, tapped, put some bolts into there, so we sealed that up, and then these as well. These have spacers on them it's like a bracketry that just kind of holds the ABS system, the hardline system, into place. Another thing that we also did was we swapped the brake rotor out. This is the Galfer Wave rotor. It's 1 pound lighter than the OEM rotor. So we did weigh it in. This was 2 pounds and what was it? We wrote it.
2.15 pounds. So 2 pounds.
Okay, it was 2 pounds and 1 ounce or so.
Yeah, 2 pounds, 1 ounce.
So 2 pounds, 1 ounce, and then the Galfer rotor was 1 pound, 1 ounce that we weighed in. So a pound lighter on your rotational mass is actually pretty substantial. That's really, really good. What we decided to do is go with this Schrader valve. So what he's gonna do is just basically fill up this air tank. This is for his air shifter, okay? So we fill up this air tank manually, and we're running a single line off of here. We're running a filter in line, and then we're teeing it off so he can still get his gauge, so he can still get his readings. He can still see what, how much pressure, how much PSI he, thank you, it's dirty. You can see how much PSI he has in the tank at any given point in time. So since we fixed the boost leaks, okay, since it was leaking boost out of the frame in multiple spots, there's also another hole up here inside. The only way to see it is actually take these plates off. So this is my bike. This one's also turbo. So you could see, look and see towards the front of the neck of the bike. You'll see that there's some like putty, or like a gray kind of putty look to it. That is like basically a 2-part epoxy, and you're supposed to seal that hole as well. So on this customer's bike, he didn't have that sealed off either. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Basically, he had 8 different boost leaks that we found so far. I highly doubt he was even in positive pressure. I don't even think he was boosting. I think he just had a really expensive kazoo. We have solved a ton of issues on this bike. We have fixed multiple boost leaks. We found out a few other things like the wastegate on this, the Turbo Smart. They had, there was a little bit of rigging going on, and it was running a little bit of extra boost, which is kind of what I figured we were going to see, given that they had so many boost leaks. I figured they were gonna go ahead and up the gate pressure, or basically kind of up the spring, if you will, in order to counteract the boost leaks. So instead of solving the issue, it was kind of masked, if you will. So we found that out. we ran it, and I wanted to show you basically where we were at so far. These are not the final numbers, okay? This is just where we're at currently in the process. So when the bike came in, it was measuring out at 203 wheel horsepower and 109 foot-pounds of torque, okay? Now it looked like we had a little bit of tire spin, but it also could have been, again, the way the thing was leaking, the way we found some of these issues out. And we also did some swapping around on the wastegate spring, and now we're running a manual boost controller as well to kind of regulate the amount of boost that we're running through here. So I targeted 8,000 RPM just to show you real quick. Now again, we are not done with the tune. We are on our way to finalizing it, and we wanted to make sure that we were in a good, safe area and that everything was looking safe. So look at the difference though at 8,000 RPM. We were running a 10.0 air fuel basically all the way across, even after fixing all the boost leaks. So I couldn't imagine what this thing was running at without those boost leaks resolved. I mean, I don't even know how he was driving it down the track, to be honest with you. He told me that his mile an hour was the exact same as it was on his NA setup. I think he said he may gain 3 miles an hour, if that, his turbo setup versus his NA setup. So that's obviously gonna change now. He was running a 10.0 air fuel right here, as we can see. Now, again, we're a little rich, we're still a little fat at 1138, but I wanted to point out this difference. He was at 162.8 wheel horsepower, and now we're at 196 wheel horsepower. So we have a gain of 34 wheel horsepower gain just at 8K. So this thing's gonna haul ass compared to what the owner was used to. So we're not finished yet, but the big goal as of right now is just so that, again, we were trying to shed some weight, and we wanna go ahead and obviously make some more power than what he's used to. We're not super familiar with all the ins and outs that the turbo, this turbo kit is on. We still don't have some information that we would like to have. So we also don't know what's done in the motor. Supposedly he has some engine mods done, but we don't know. We don't have actual proof. So there is a large part of us that's kind of like, hey, let's push it. Let's make more power. Let's make more power. But his event is in about 1 week from now. It is August 7th right now as we're filming this. So he has an event scheduled. Actually, it's the end of this week that he's going out to do this event. So again, instead of rushing and saying, screw it, let's make all the power in the world, what we want to do is we want it to be safe, reliable, all those things. So we're going to go ahead and start kind of cleaning the tuning up and not adding necessarily any more boost. We're sitting around 7 pounds of boost right now. Again, we're not really sure what else he has done to this motor, so we're gonna go ahead and call it on the boost level. We're just gonna clean up the tune for right now and just let him go enjoy it and actually get some data back from him. Once we get some information back from him, we're gonna go ahead and take it to the next level and start producing more power and lightening up the bike even more so than how it is right now. After this dyno tune, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna weigh it. So we're gonna get the total weight that he's leaving with the bike. So we'll actually get a power difference and a weight difference. This is gonna be super cool. I don't know any other channel that's doing this. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. Let us know, tell us what you think down in the comments. We're gonna go ahead and keep pushing it. Let me get back to work and keep doing this, all right? Woo! We are sub 500. We are at 497 pounds. Now, I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning, we were at 534 pounds. So, Seth, do the math. Let us know what that number comes out to be, but obviously we're over 30 pounds on weight loss. That is incredible. That's something that we were striving for. We'll recap again. The owner was looking for only 10 to 20 pounds off, and we're over 30 pounds at this point. I'm thrilled. I'm super happy with the results. We're super happy. Now again, the power wasn't exactly what we were hoping for. It only ended at 225 wheel horsepower, but I don't know if we stated this earlier or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and state it now. We do still have some boost leaks. We found a ton of boost leaks on this bike from when it came in. That wasn't our original goal, was to fix boost leaks. Our original goal was just to lighten the bike up. So given that during that time frame, the goal again was to lighten the bike, we were mainly focused on that. And as we progressed through this bike and we started seeing these errors from the previous work that was done, as we started spotting those errors, it was like, all right, well, we need to address these issues. So as we're addressing them and as we're fixing them, again, we're running out of time on the timeline scale. We're running out of time, and when we got it on the dyno finally, we still noticed errors with the turbo kit, things that we thought were sealed, things that we thought were gonna work just fine. They weren't working fine. So we made do with what we had. It did come in at 200 wheel with a bunch of mid-range issues as well. The turbo was being over boosted. They were kind of compensating for the boost leaks that they did have. So they knew they had they knew they had boost leaks. They were just trying to basically kind of hide them by upping the boost pressure to kind of compensate. So we're trying to do it the right way. We're trying to fix the issue rather than mask it. So we tried to solve all the boost leaks, but we do still have a couple of boost leaks on the bike, okay? That's why it's dynoing a little low. I already know we're gonna hear it in the comments section. Everybody's like, that's all it made? Yes, for right now. The event is literally in like 3 days. He's picking the bike up today to trailer it up to Indiana. So again, we were kind of like, hey, this is good for right now. It's safe. Grab the bike, let's go, go enjoy it. Let us know, give us some results. Let us know, give us some feedback. Therefore, what we can do now is say, okay, well, we still have changes to make. We still have some things that we're gonna delete in this next phase. So stay with us, because when the bike comes back, we're gonna be doing a lot more things. The tank's gonna get deleted, the seat's gonna get deleted. We're going to change a bunch more stuff. So expect to see this bike drop to about the mid 400s in the next go around, if not lower. So this bike's gonna be an absolute monster. I don't wanna give away too much, but we're also gonna up the boost and we're also gonna up the power tremendously in the next few phases as we go along with this project. So I wanted to thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything that you guys are providing. Again, the channel is growing rapidly, and it's all thanks to you guys, the fans. Wanted to thank Lewis and everybody for all of his hard work. He's crushing it. He's holding the camera right now for us. He's crushing it. I really appreciate his hard work. And also Seth, our editor, he's been crushing it as well for us. Again, thank you to everybody. Thank you, fans. Comment down below. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want to see. Let us know what direction you think we're going to take this in, and we'll go from there. So keep an eye on this build. It's gonna be a really, really fun build as we progress. It's gonna be badass. So thank you guys, be safe. We'll see you on the next episode.